The world is a mess. We don't know where it's going. Yet we can completely trust the deeper mystery in our incarnatory journey. Each one of us and all together, no matter how intense. Eckhart Tolle is blunt. He says, humanity is now faced with a stark choice: evolve or die. Yet we can act as if this darkness is that of the womb and not the tomb. The earth can be saved by all of us that insist on love. Here in this work, we don't run from our demons. We learn their names. We give them a seat at the table. Understand their meaning and recover the power we gave away to them. There is an energy that knows how to take care of everything for us if we allow. The path is to allow divine love to flow through us, towards each other, so that we can feel it more freely within ourselves, and to uncover where we block it towards ourselves with our false unworthiness. Love will find its own way. Here we help each other shift our consciousness from the thinking to the being level, where we can feel safe no matter what is going on around us. We cultivate our trust and our intuition as a portal to the spiritual self. And we're relieved of having to figure things out. Way opens as we open. We hear a lot about AI these days. Yet, on this path, there's nothing artificial about our intelligence that we grow. It's actual intelligence, the wisdom of the cosmos, the vastness, the spheres, the galaxies of love. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. When we're divided within ourselves, others will trigger that inner unconscious conflict, and we will believe it's about them. This is actually the tyranny of these times. Tara Brach invites us. May we continue to create the world we believe in together. And may the blessings of loving awareness extend endlessly in all directions. Spirit is talking to us every minute of every hour of every day. We are never alone or without help or guidance. We need only to ask purely and earnestly, and our source will answer. Just a word or two before we go into stillness together. Remember that humans are afraid to be still. We project all our false inadequacy, unworthiness into a terror. There is nothing inside us. And the most common way this fear appears is distraction. Don't take your distraction seriously. It's simply a defense against the mind's fear of giving up control. The fear of letting go means the real self cannot manifest. And just making room for this specific fear allows it to soften and release. So take a moment and just let the body rearrange itself. Soften the eyes in order to see. And go inside into the benign universe awaiting within. Greet this moment with a welcome heart. Let the sun rise in you so the light can disperse the darkness. Within you is the light of 1,000 suns, says Rumi. Feel it rising inside as your eyes close to the outside. Let yourself arrive into the quiet truth of your own being. Let any thoughts, no matter how strong, be a passing train. Just float in spacious awareness that's already here, inside you. Peace is not something to get or find. It's your nature. Visualize its golden glow in the center of your being. Allow yourself to turn to it, even though all the thinking tries to fool you that you can't have it. but you don't have what it takes. As thoughts arise, just let them come and go. There is a still, small voice in the center of your being that speaks without words. Be still enough to hear it. Be brave enough to listen. Something calls you here. Turn to it and open. Open to the reality you are completely loved and safe, no matter all the fears of a lifetime. We came here to let them go. Say a soft prayer to what's inside, not any out there. Bring your sorrows to your bosom and let them nurse on the kindness and understanding in your heart. Let love cease to be an object of pursuit and become an experience of allowing. Bring all your future hopes and dreams into this present moment, here and now. The only place they can come into being. There is nothing you can wish for and desire that isn't already yours. Take a taste from this cup. Let any and all regrets about the past dissolve in the here and now. Be a lamp unto yourself. All resolution of conflict is right here within you. Don't look for it. Let it find you. Let yourself be soothed. Visualize yourself now as a wave at the shore. gently rolling towards the sand, splashing down and letting go, going down into the sand and drawn back to the sea in one movement. And then again. And again. Each time the motion, the release, the surrender, the return. Let it gently rock you. Feel the wave in you rise in form and let go. Arising from vastness into a wave and back to vastness without any effort or doing. Be the wave and know you are the sea. Gently taking all the sweet time in the world. Let yourself come back to the circle and leave a part of you here. Wave rising and falling. Out of vastness and back, over and over. Let your eyes drink in faces on the screen. Real people like you, like me. As we shift into words and expression, and having a part that's staying in the stillness at the same time. We'll do our go-rounds now, and as many of you know, just to say your name and where you are in the planet. We want to picture you on Mother Earth. And a few words about what you're noticing in you right now in that present moment, and anybody can begin.
Hello, Brian. You hear me? Okay? Maybe not. Can you hear me? Brian? Anybody? Voice? Don't have any voice.
Can't hear you, Istra. You're not muted, but there's something.
Yeah, my headset
Here we
maybe.
go.
Can you hear me now?
I heard a sound. Welcome, Istra.
Does it work now? I'll abandon the headset. Um. Anyway, hi, Brian, everybody. If I don't know you. I haven't tuned in for a very long time. My name is Isdra. I'm in California right now. I've been going back and forth for a while this past year. My mom passed in October. Anyway, I just want to thank you, Brian. A beautiful stream of, and again, just acknowledging the refinement of your articulation and sharing, which is all resonant to me. So I just want to thank you. I don't know that I have a lot to share. I think I just wanted to say that all is well, and I think again your stream of sharing was like yes, just a stream of yes.
Yeah.
And I realized that in that there's a part of me that always is resting over time, more in that just all is really well continuously, and sometimes that's I'm engaged in family and more so in other things, and I don't manage all that perfectly, certainly. But some other part of me is like, yep, it's all fine. There's a place where I almost can become dismissive and just like, yep, and then just the next thing. Or a thing comes up and I'm going, and not in a harsh way, but like, it doesn't matter. Something wants to come in, it doesn't matter. Next thing. I can be an ass in a moment and go, well, that was my best just then. So anyway, and I feel very trusting of what's happening in the world, meaning it's all perfectly balancing. It's constantly finding itself. And I would say that even in my moments of challenge with an individual human, my greater self, which will hit me at moments into tears of, I just love humanity. They're really amazing.
Okay.
And
we'll take that personally, that loving humanity. Thank you, Istra. I just take a moment and really receive you here in your beautiful heart.
And sometimes I say it as I love humans, as though I'm not one, but that's just how it is. I love humans, and I love them in their messiness. I love them in their courage. And if I'm driving in the car, like here I'm in LA, so big freeways, and which I've did for many years, and I just admire them, whether they're racing and being dangerous, and I'm mad at them, or they're in their big truck, or they're old lady cruising along. It's like, wow, look at you. It's amazing what you're doing. And I cry over them out of it. There's a sense of joy and wonder and amazement. So anyway, bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Istra. Wonderful to have you.
I can speak if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Tanya?
Hey, Brian, it's great to see you. I'm sorry took me half an hour to get connected this morning. I just couldn't get on. But here I am, and I'm very happy to be here. I am on Fire Island, which is an island you may or may not have heard of off the coast of Long Island. I live in Manhattan, and I spend a lot of my summers in Fire Island. So that's where I am. And it was very nice to hear about the wave, because I was just on the ocean watching the waves. And I didn't understand why the red flags were out. The currents must have been red flags means you can't go swimming. And the currents must have been very strong. But I do feel as though I'm a very old time path worker. And I love the path path work and am a kind of a hermit who has been reading the lectures for 40 years. I love the lectures. I have been privileged to teach the lectures. I have written plays and books based on the lectures. And I just love the pathwork. I'm very glad to see you. I don't really recognize anybody here, but I'm very, I'm from way back, except Brian, of course. So that's me. I think I have really been noticing a huge shift in myself. It feels to me like something is really shifting. And I can't articulate what it is, but it's as though a lot of the noise is falling away and it's not something important any longer, doesn't even babble any longer very much. And I'm just spending time alone, walking on the beach, working in my garden, actually taking my garden apart. I had a vegetable garden and a flower garden, and I'm taking the vegetable garden out because it's just too much work for one person to take care of this. It's just too much. So I have a good friend who just bought a house with a great garden, and I'm very happy to transfer my things to her. She's a lot younger than I am. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm done with the garden. Not the flower garden, but I'm done with the vegetable garden. I think that's it. There's a huge shift. I'd like to hear if anybody else is feeling that. It's a kind of a very personal feeling. The sunsets, I get to see the sunsets and I get to see the moon rises because I'm a half a block from the bay and I'm a block and a half from the ocean. So I've been able to kind of watch what's happening. And last week, there were 2 days, which were like 2 days in September. It was freezing here. And then the following 2 days were like 2 days in July. It was just unbelievable. It was just, unbearably hot. And, I went from taking off all my wool to wearing nothing but, a little mata. Anyway, that's me. I'm glad to be here, Sonia.
I welcome the free-flowing stream of you, Sonia.
Thanks, Brian. Not everybody feels that way. I hope everybody on this screen feels that way. Thank you. Great to see you.
Welcome, just as you are, and as you become. No matter the years, we're still becoming.
Yeah, God, yeah, go ahead. Especially what?
Especially the longer we're doing it, yeah.
I'm in my 80s now. It's like, oh my God, how did I get to be in my 80s? I mean, I'm glad it happened, but
did you mean 80 months or 80 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Sonia. I feel both in you.
I just wanted to validate your awareness of things changing for the better. I've been following different sources that validate that it has to do with maybe the solar maximum, where the sun is the closest to the earth as it ever has been, and so everything is magnified. Anyway, I've heard just a message from different places that things are going to get better, and that evil is not going to be present in the next segment of humanity's existence, something like that. Anyway, I'm in South Carolina, just south of Charlotte. My name's Kathy. So it's nice to be here.
Welcome, Kathy. It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Mm. Good morning. I'm Denitra. I'm actually in Charlotte, North Carolina, trying my best to stay cool and hydrated right now. Um, so I have also, I found it interesting the way that you started you opened up the meeting today. Um, I've been doing this work on my own for maybe about a good 5 years intensely now, and have really in the last year started to finally feel like so much of it feels real and tangible to me. And this past month was beautiful and challenging, in that I did finally get to meet my shadow for the first time. And my initial response was like, oh God, I gotta fix this. And then I was able to say to myself, no, wait, no, wait. Maybe let's invite it to the table. Let's get to know it. Let's integrate it. And the most beautiful thing to me happened was that there was a feeling of relief, like, oh my God, I do not have to pretend to be perfect anymore. I don't have to pretend to be this person that doesn't have that seed of discontent or evil or whatever you would want to call it in them. It was like, I do have it. And I've honestly been a little bit reveling in it. Um, for me, I'm starting to realize that that's where all the good parts of my personality have been buried, and that I've kind of been living a veneer. And when I think about the veneer now, I'm kind of like, oh, gross. Like, ew. Why would I ever want to present myself in that way to the world? So I'm definitely in a transition, and I don't know where it's going. It feels good. I feel like I'm making choices that are really starting to align me with my own, we say truth and things like that, and that gets so overused, but I just don't know what other word to use for it. So, yeah, that's where I am.
Wow, Denitra. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
Well, I can go next. I'm Chris. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I'm delighted to be here and seeing all your faces and hearing your stories. I'm hearing a lot of life coming from you. It's nice. I'm continuing my journey as you who have been here and hearing from me, my journey of huge transition and anxiety that goes with that I am dismantling my house of over 25 years, dismantling a whole life that goes with it, purging 20 years of educational material that I collected that I thought I would be using to develop workshops or write, et cetera, and purging, you know, bulk trash, purging furniture, looking at old pieces of old letters and that sort of thing, letters from my daughter when she was in college, exclaiming all the things that she didn't like about me. So that's my life the last couple of months in terms of being here. I'm under time pressure to get my house ready for rental, and that time pressure is something I sort of have a hard time settling myself. I just feel constantly, I've got to get this done. I got to move. I can't keep doing something because I don't have enough time. So there's that tension in me. At the same time, it feels like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm feel very connected to my daughter and grandsons, and even though they really miss me a lot, and I knew they would, that feels good. For those who don't know, my daughter and grandsons are in Napa, California, and I'm preparing to basically join my life with them. I was there for the last 7 months, and I've been here for 2 months. I'll be here for a total of 4 months to get everything ready. And as you all have been hearing, my daughter and son-in-law do not share metaphysical values. So I am joining a family that is very cerebral. And so I have this fear of, can I maintain my sustenance here in this, this very stressful household? And so there's a fear and there's a definite clarity that this is where I'm supposed to be now. And I don't know that I've said this part out loud, but my daughter and son-in-law are so worried about what's happening in our country that conversation about leaving the country is on the table. And I would join them if that were to happen. So that's someone who's never traveled. And I just got a passport for the first time ever in my life. So that's what's happening for me, and thank you for listening.
The beauty and the terror.
I have a
Welcome, Chris.
question.
I'm probably
I have a question. Where are
Yes.
where are they thinking of moving to?
Yeah,
well. That's a
let's
good
save that for the coffee clutch after we're finished. Is that okay, Sonia?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're the boss, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I can go. I'm Saida, and I'm in Denmark, and I feel calmness and I feel acceptance, and it seems like I'm stepping into a new state of being. So it feels very very much like new for me, and I'm in a very relaxed state, even though I don't have like I have some things to do still, but I guess I'm taking it in another way somehow. And the thing is that I'm noticing, well, this is not the way that it used to be for me, even though it's the same kind of things that I have to manage. So it's kind of new state for me.
Is there more, Saida? I want to make room. There, you're paused yet. You may be in the middle of something.
And I'm done.
Okay. Welcome, Saida.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Frank, we cannot hear you.
Elisa, who has her camera turned off, is traveling by train in Italy, coming home from a workshop. So if she gets a chance, she'll speak. Yeah. Curious who's next.
May I?
Please, Erasima.
My name is Iracema. I am in Brazil, Belo Horizonte. And for the last 18 days, I've been in hospital with my mother. She is 89 years old and she had a pneumonia. Now she healed from pneumonia and she's good, but they don't allow her to go out because something's not good. And the biggest problem is my mother and one sister. We are 4 girls and 2 men. And one specifically, everything that I say, she says the contrary. And I don't want to fight with anyone. I'm very, very tired. And as we are doing the meditation with you, thank you very much. I remember last month I was in at the conference in Toma. It was really great, and I've seen I don't know what to say. I was at the conference, and I've seen someone. I don't know the name of the lady. She's a German lady, and I think she lives in Canada. And she put a picture of Holy Mother and Jesus at her lap. I don't know. And as you did meditation, because I think I am in a cross, I don't know what to do in many situations of my life. And I knew that I just have to really release. I can't control this. Many things I can't control. I'd like to control everything, but I can't. And I felt with the waves of the sea that I can release and to feel myself as if I was Jesus at the picture, and I am, Holy Mother is taking care of me. It's wonderful. Thank you.
In Erasima, let us just take a moment and hold you here in this intense crossroads of life, right? Your mother approaching the end, the conflict with members of your family. This is really intense and difficult.
And also in the pharmacy, have problems because
just
in
let
Brazil we
yourself.
can't find people. Many things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm inviting you just to let yourself take in our care, our blessing. Mhm. And as we move on, just know this energy is still streaming your way, and let yourself fill up every part of you can with it. A beautiful smile of receiving.
Thank you very much. I feel as if a
Mhm.
wave of love and healing was passing through me.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And we thank you for the honor, really, to be in mutuality with you.
Hello, I'll go next. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Dan. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I am feeling a little subdued and struggling with my usual resistance to feeling subdued. But I am just trying to, be the wave and, let this feeling of kind of low energy be. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. Thank you. Glad to see you all here.
Glad you're here, Dan, just as you are.
Hi everyone.
Hey,
I'm
Skylar.
glad to be here. Hi Brian. I'm Skylar. I just recently moved to Oregon, Southern Oregon, a town near Ashland. From Virginia, graduated. Yeah, it's been a couple months of adjusting and settling in, and also yeah, just getting things for the house, settling myself, and yeah, learning how to be around several family members that came to visit me. They're now gone, and other human beings to be kind of interacting with on a daily basis. And yeah, it's a very interesting time. Definitely lots of big change, and I can feel some of the definitely way more of the triggering that's been happening in the past couple of months, compared to the past 4 years of in a graduate program where I was kind of more of a solo. So it's interesting. It's as the judgments and labels come into my mind, it's just kind of noticing it, trying to notice it, and as Brian was talking about, kind of inviting him to the table, all those shadows, all those triggers, and instead of treating them with or telling myself or just feeling guilty for them, I'm now learning how to be kind to them and yeah, invite all the guilt and sorrow, put some kindness to it. And as Brian was, articulating really well, and this analogy with the waves and being a sea and not letting only stay in that wave kind of surface, just pulling yourself back into the vastness. It's really spoke to me. And as I opened my eyes, I felt the warmth in my chest. And as Isdra started talking about humanity and all its expressions, and it just, wow, like really reflected on everything and just really tied everything together. Yeah, I'm grateful now for the community where I am right now here with you guys, and for the future community that I'll be able to join, and just embracing all of the embracing life, yeah, with all its ways and expressions of yeah, and learning how to let go things you can't control. And yeah, it's beautiful. I'm feeling it right now. Thank you, every one of you.
Glad you're here, Skylar. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I can't hear you, Frank. You're not muted, but yeah.
I guess it'll be my turn. I'm Mary Galloso in Richmond, Virginia. And I've been having a hard time with life itself, sadness, waves of sadness, dealing with my daughter, her reality, grieving over that reality, that, you know, trying to hold on to some hope. But it's been difficult, a difficult past year. Frank and I now are partners. We have joined forces, living together, and that's we're adapting to that as well. Two independent adults, older adults living together, and you know, I believe in love.
Wow.
But there are hurdles, you know. His need for his space, privacy, and I'm a chatterbox sometimes. So it's about adapting, accepting, and that's where I am. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, Mary, I'm really glad you're here, and you're so articulate around what you're going through. It really touches me, and you know, I know the difficulty you're facing, and it's utterly intense. So, and you believe in love, like, wow. I felt a spark in me light up. Go ahead, Frank.
Can you hear me? Listen, I don't know what's going on with my microphone. I can't get the darn thing to work. You don't have to move.
Your turn.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll check in on Mary's computer. She's just a room away. It's been a big month since the last time we met. My mom, 102.5, passed away. So I'm just kind of, you know, finding a way to process that. Mary too. Mary had a lot of connection with my mother. And it was interesting, you know, at the funeral, the priest made my mother sound like a saint.
Wow.
You know, and that's not the mom that I knew. So you know how it is with path work. It's like most of the reason we come to path work is because of one or the other of our parents. So anyways, that's what's going on. Sorry, my microphone's not working properly at the moment. I don't know what's going on there. I probably have had too many other devices connected to my computer lately, and I've screwed something up. But that's it for me. Thanks.
Okay, Frank, and just try rebooting your computer.
I think I will. I might be off for a few minutes and just reboot the Zoom program. And
okay, we'll be waiting for you when you get back.
Okay, thanks.
Elisa, can you hear us?
I can hear you, and I'm listening to you, but it's difficult for me to speak because it's noisy, and I think you will hear the noise, and other people are listening to me. But anyhow, I'm very grateful to be with you. I feel the last few weeks have been difficult for me, always for the same reason, for physical distress. Now I spent 3 days together with other people in a group. We had a family constellation seminar, and this energy, I was very afraid. To go there, but actually I'm feeling okay, and I wonder. So I'm grateful. I feel grateful to life because, as someone else also said, we cannot control everything, and that's the beauty of things. And maybe that's my task at the moment, to accept that I cannot control everything, and that things can go well without that I have to control them. Thank you.
Glad you're here, Lisa. So I think everybody's gone.
Did I fix the problem?
Okay. We're not going to miss out.
I did? Okay.
So my name is Brian. I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in the U.S. And I'm touched and moved by the depth of our sharing today. And it inspires me to be deeper myself. And because like many of you, I'm going through my own intense journey, right? And the outer story of mine is I have a stage 4 cancer, as some of you know, and had it for a while. And, you know, I feel like it's moving in on me. Yet, I've had a lot of time to get used to this, and I don't see it as bad news. It's just one of the details. And like many of you, I'm learning in new, fresh ways that there's something inside of us that we can connect with, where we're safe, where we're held, no matter what is going on around us, no matter what's going on in our physical body. Right? And I don't think I'm going to die soon, and I'm not really afraid of dying. What I'm afraid of is not being the master of the universe. And that's actually a good thing to be afraid of, because it's such an illusion, right? That we can control things. We can avoid pain. We can have mostly pleasure, right? And really, that wave that just gently lands, sinks into the sand, comes back into the vastness of the water is, you know, whatever challenges we're going through, it's really the portal, the doorway to doing whatever it takes, and to stop doing whatever it takes to really drink deeply at that well of the vastness of our consciousness, right? You know, I just want to say a few things, which is, you know, please don't feel sorry for me. really feel what I'm going through is a gift, honestly and deeply, truly. It's not a gift that I would have chosen. Yet many of the gifts that we're sharing here today that we're going through, we wouldn't have chosen them, yet here we are. And, you know, the beauty of a path that says, okay, you know, there's gold here. Let me just keep turning to it. And Mary, what you said about love, I mean, that's really it. And, you know, we think about that so often as with someone, yet really primarily the real challenge is learning to love ourselves and uncovering where we don't, you know, where we judge ourselves, barely tolerate ourselves, keep pushing ourselves to do more, you got to do more. You know, the cruelty in that, and just realizing that no matter what is calling us on the outer level, coming back to that wave on the inside is what we came here to learn to do, no matter how long it took us, no matter how long it takes. So, as you know, I always have something that I've been mulling over in between our meetings about this path, because it's a path to me is so precious and so fascinating. And what I want to share is that, as we all know, being committed to our transformation is effortful. And at times that effort is discouraging. And we often overfocus on the necessary doing of our personal work and forget that there's also a direct route alongside winding our way up in spirals up the mountain. And that direct route is presence. Direct experience of being. Now, we think this is something we have to find, and it takes a long, sustained effort. It takes an instant, a moment of stillness for ultimate reality to land and for some precious eternal moments dissolve all our doubt and fear. We are so near, at the same time we feel so far. We can't use our mind to try and figure out what the underlying mystery of our life is. It arrives in a direct experience by way of our intuition. Intuition is a word the guide uses often. I did a search of the lectures and found it mentioned 209 times. We often think of intuition as something, kind of fuzzy. These days we hear a lot about artificial intelligence. It is a big buzzword. And it's starting to affect us in many ways, some good. When I get a CT scan, artificial intelligence finds more in it that's helpful than the radiologists can on their own. Many of the ways, though, or not so good, right? It's hard to know what's real and what's not. So what we're considering here together in our intuition is a different kind of AI, actual intelligence. It's actually a vital step in our personal evolution and also our collective evolution. Intuition is the technology of our consciousness. Intuition is a direct link to the timeless, the eternal. Intuition can change the way we understand ourselves and our moment-to-moment experience of life. The thing about actual intelligence is you don't need a device. It's already preloaded. It's already within. So these days, when we can't trust what we read, see, hear, we're called to turn to something deeper than all the shouting and finger pointing and blame, labeling, picking of sides that's going on all around us. This aspect of our consciousness has the answer to our questions, worries, concerns, and confusion. This part of us knows what is in our highest good and how to align with the cosmic intelligence in the most inspiring, healing, and effortless way. This is the intelligence behind the blossoming of every flower, the sprouting of every seed, the rising and setting of the sun. Every miracle of creation that we are an essential part of. The guide makes it clear that each of us has within ourselves this intuitive ability to discover the balance that holds everything in our life together. We're called to really see that our intuition is the highest sense perception possible in a human being. And that it's only when our intuition guides us that we can trust ourselves. You know, while the mind is so skillful at solving certain kinds of practical problems, with our intuition, there's a relaxed inner knowing, a deep peace, a clarity that no one can take away from you. It's free from all defensiveness. Our intuition knows when to be in our mobility and when to be in our receptivity. The guide has this beautiful phrase: the moment you go through this movement of opening up and have the courage to want the truth, a more complete truth than you can see at the moment, you will come to a new peace, and a new intuitive knowledge about the way things are. The key is what we've been sharing together for a while now, that the power of our wanting, and to really let ourselves want to be connected with our intuition. And the fear of really letting ourselves want something is that, well, why want it if I can't have it, right? And what the guide is helping us see is we already have it. We need to be still for a few moments and listen, because it speaks in a very still, small voice. I just want to take a few moments and pause and just let the presence of each of our intuition within us, and also the intuition here in our group consciousness, touch each other and see what wants to move here together. Right? Remember, mind is used to words and sentences and thoughts. And while our intuition will use those at times, very often it's just a deeper sense. And it starts with that feeling that we're connected with something that has our back, that is holding us in the palm of its hand, that is wise and caring and loving. So to see, what comes up for you around this, especially any skepticism or doubt or feeling like, oh, I haven't been able to connect with that. You notice when we say that, there's an implied conclusion that means I'm not going to be able to. And remember, in this work, we realize that no matter where we were a moment ago, this moment is brand new, with unlimited possibility. So I'm inviting us just to be aware of how much of our struggles really come from trying to operate at the functional level of our mind, and how do I solve this problem and that problem, which can be useful, but it's insufficient. It's necessary but insufficient. At some point, in order to turn to our intuition, we need to put down everything we know, everything we thought, everything we believed. Wisdom does not come from intelligence. It comes from our intuition. It comes from listening.
Were you open to
Please.
comment?
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I've noticed that I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to intellectually define what exactly is going on in our country today politically. And as if it would be like better if I could really, tell you exactly what's going on, you know? But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I just want to put it down, you know? I just don't want to, I want to turn that off because what good is it going to do me even if I could define it, you know? And I think that my intuition actually knows what's going on, what's wrong, what's going wrong. But, got this need for intellectual definition.
Yeah.
It's not doing me any good.
So, is it possible that you have a fundamental, real unmet need to feel safe in the world, in life, and that what we're navigating on the planetary level is the perfect storm to show the inadequacy of all our familiar ways of creating safety, right?
Yeah.
We live, the money in the bank, the food in the refrigerator, right? All the many ways.
Yeah, I think my particular way of creating safety is order. I like to keep things in order,
Okay.
When my life is in order, I feel like I'm closer to God or something like that,
Right.
Like cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, for me, it's order. Order is next to godliness. And in
Yeah.
fact, I think I read somewhere in a lecture that God's spirit world is a world of order.
There's actually a lecture, Order as a Spiritual Principle.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
That's how I fight the battle, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, it is a big battle, and I navigate it every day in my own way. I understand what you're saying. And yeah, what we're considering here is that when we simply can't make it work on the outside, we want to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the incarnatory level, it's only when everything on the outside is exhausted that we really turn wholeheartedly to the inside and say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to connect with that stillness, that sanctuary, that free land inside of me of truth, of love. We often think of this in sort of a general way. Yeah. What you're describing and what I relate to in myself, it's like there's a moment of surrender here that we're called to do. That's a real struggle, right? Like to let go of everything I know, everything I think, everything I believe, right? Well, that's asking my mind a lot. It's very proud of all the things it knows. I'm very proud of, being master of the universe, but as I was describing earlier, I'm standing on a rickety old peach crate.
Yeah, and I will say that, for me, unfortunately, I think that process involves separation. It's like I want to go into sanctuary mode, you know, where nothing can infiltrate my peace, which really isn't peace anyway,
There
but
may be an image that you're escaping from reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mind is like, okay, this sanctuary thing that I do is not a good thing.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. There it is, out in the open. That's good. Who else here? Like, Denitra.
I feel like the universe is affirming so much for me today. As I really found myself in some dark spaces this month, there was a moment where I heard this voice come to me and say that God's grace and mercy has covered me to this day. And I just started repeating that to myself, and it completely parted the dark clouds. And every day after that, I would just take a moment to just stop and just recount all the ways in which I know that that was true. And then I started to say, well, what about all the ways that I don't know of? That is probably also true. And I think it finally broke through my belief that I somehow had made the success or wins of my life possible through my own doings and effort. And the more that I started to like just carry that with me, that honestly, I feel like is what opened me up to maybe finally be able to confront my shadow. And as I was really curious about my shadow, I could hear this voice. And now you're making me think like, oh, that was my intuition saying to me, why doesn't she listen to us?
Yeah.
I don't understand why she doesn't listen to us. We know the things that will make her happy.
Mhm.
She keeps choosing for what other people have told her she should be. And it's so interesting because I have a career that I'm fairly successful in. I don't love it. So I've never had a lot there, but I have a lot of intuition in that space. And it has perplexed me why I don't access that intuition in my personal life. And I definitely think it's because I've tried to be in so much control. You
Yeah.
know, I've lived in this veneer of, I don't want to say like, I mean, definitely some perfectionism. And I don't want to present it like I've been like morally judgmental of other people, but from a very young age, I've always been drawn to the spiritual. And maybe in some way, I have tried to project that somehow I'm above the darkness that other human beings experience. And to finally be able to say, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Has definitely opened up doors within me.
Thank you, Denitra. Let's be understanding towards ourselves about the challenge in learning to turn to our intuition, right? Which is actually our true nature. So it's effortless. And the challenge is we've been conditioned from the get-go to disregard our intuition, to follow the rules, to color inside the lines, to behave a certain way, right? To be productive, to be useful, right? This is a real worthy part of our faith journey here. Yet again, because of the challenge, it takes really wanting to connect with it. Like I really want to connect with my intuition. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, face whatever my unwillingness to give up control is. Maybe my intuition is going to tell me something I don't like. You know, I'd rather be miserable and in control. That's the perverse side of our human nature. Right? So we got coming in for landing in a few moments, and see if there's any other sharing around this.
I had a recent revelation just in the last 2 days about this living in the real world versus my intuitive world. And it's been a struggle my whole life because I knew I was in a place that was in the world that I felt like I was the only one in it because it just wasn't working out until finally I was able to embrace the intuitive part and make that into my preference or my priority. The thing I struggled with was that I was the scapegoat and I thought I'm just doing everything right. I'm not doing anything wrong, but still, nobody is cooperating with me. And then I married somebody who reinforces that, unfortunately. But now I'm able to get out of that, whatever that shame was holding me within, me telling myself there's something wrong with me, and accepting the fact that, accepting that it's very healthy and good to accept that I have faults. And that's similar to what Tanitra was talking about. I was trying to be good and thinking I was good, and not willing to look at my mistakes. But I have now, and not only does it give me some peace, but I have much more peace understanding my husband, and understanding why he does what he does, and giving him some space for his feelings about that. It's not his control. He's not doing it deliberately. He didn't pick me just to have somebody to punish. And
Kathy, we need to land here. You want to? There's something else just right on that feeling level.
No, that's just basically.
Okay. So let's close our eyes again and come back to the wave. Gently rising into form, gently falling into vastness. Over and over and over again. And each time there's a sound that you hear in the wave that says, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. And really opening your eyes and taking yourself off mute and bringing your hands up and really letting the sharing of this beautiful part of us. I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
Here with you.
I'm here with
Here with
you.
you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
Thank you, everybody. You're beautiful and I love you.